guys, Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Eve. I have got my festive jumper on, as you can see, and I am set. I've just got to prep vegetables for tomorrow. I'm going to see my mother-in-law with my husband in the morning. We're going to go to the pub around about lunchtime for a couple of drinks. And then we're going to go round for my mum's in the afternoon Christmas dinner. You know, it's like trying to split your time between families and stuff. So really looking forward to it. All my Christmas shopping's done. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I've got the proper festive cheer going on. So I hope everyone is good. I just wanted to fit in a quick video. There's been a few things that's happened in the last couple of days. And then I'm going to have some time out with my husband and yeah, just family and friends and stuff. So I probably won't be doing a video because I don't think that I'll be very sober in a few of them. But anyway, without further ado, so Prince Philip sadly is still in hospital. I think that's really sad for the Queen. She does look really drawn, and I think it is genuinely affecting her. Quite a few people have said, making swipes about the fact that she's not down there with him and stuff, but Prince Philip has apparently made it very clear that he doesn't want visitors. And those of you that have grown up and known a bit more about Prince Philip, he's quite a cantankerous old bugger, and if he says he doesn't want visitors, why would you take time out of your day to walk into that hospital and be told basically to bugger off? Because let's face it, 98 years old, he's going to have 20, 30 something year old nurses running around after him. He's going to be happy. So we can all sleep easy over Christmas. We now know where the Sussexes are. I mean, Sussexes. Right, we now know where they are. They're in Canada. I don't know why this came as such a shock to people, because Meghan did hint at the fact that they were in Canada previously. And I don't know, did this get released because they didn't quite get enough attention? When they did their Thanksgiving post, they put a maple leaf underneath it, and there was speculation then, but now it's been confirmed. So I hope all of you sleep easy over Christmas. I wasn't quite sure what to make of the Canadian Prime Minister's tweet about, you know, welcoming Harry and Meghan. Fine, fair enough, everyone knows that she's friendly with him, but it was the fact that he made a point about, you're among friends now, you're always welcome here. I was like, is he making a little bit of a jibe? So many of these celebrities that are friends with them, they're not doing them any favours by doing these little tweets, by these messages and stuff, because they seem to be feeding into this kind of victim story. And a lot of the reason why Harry and Meghan aren't liked at the moment is just because of the way that they've behaved. It's the hypocrisy, it's the preaching. Obviously what played out in the news was all of the, you know, the private jets, save the planet, then you've got the show kindness, show compassion, and obviously Meghan's got the history with her family, but now Harry has started treating his family the same. He's been ghosting them, and I think the fact that they didn't go up to Balmoral in the summer, it was reported that the Queen was really disappointed, but they could jet set off in other places, and now obviously Christmas. Sure, they wanted a 6-week break, but they've had a 6-week break. If you think that they have not been seen since the 10th of November, they went for Thanksgiving, they should have been back by now. And okay, maybe they're not getting along with the royal family that much, but you would have thought that Harry would come back, given that if Philip does take a turn, and I really hope not, then you may not get a chance to say goodbye. I mean, not that Harry's shy of using a private jet or two, but I don't see why he couldn't come back for a few days. So I think that's raising a lot of questions. How selfish can one couple be over Christmas? The other thing that's come out is a blind gossip. Now, I don't necessarily know whether blind gossip's always true. You know, some of it does come true, some of it doesn't. But the blind gossip that came out a couple of days ago, this famous couple are spending Christmas with said woman's family, and the rest of the family, his side, are now begging him to come back due to the basically the health of an elderly relative. Apparently, the lady in question is saying she doesn't want to go back. She doesn't want to mess with her plans. She's got her own plans sorted for Christmas, but she also doesn't want him to go back because she thinks the press and the media will vilify her. I think this is a little bit wrong, because I think Harry should stand his ground. He's always been very close to his grandfather. But the fact that newspapers have run with this story today, all right, they are the sort of like the lower end sort of newspapers, you know, the Sun and the Mirror. But maybe there is some truth to the fact that they have been asking Harry to come back and he's not. And I just think he's really, really going to regret this. So on to the Cambridges. Well, there were some gossipy rumours going on that when the Queen held her annual Christmas lunch for all of her extended family, the shock, the horror, the Cambridges arrived separately. They were in separate cars, which for such a large family, I don't get why attention was drawn to that anyway. Plus they have nannies and personal protection officers. But, you know, drama was caused to it. Quite a few people were talking on social media saying about, oh, yeah, they're not together they're not together. Yeah, well, that kind of like all got washed out really, didn't it? Because it turns out that George was actually having some family time with the Queen and William and Charles, and it made for such a beautiful Christmas picture. I love this picture. I mean, obviously they're posing. The Queen is in very nice day wear. We're holding her handbag as always, and Charles and the boys are all in suits. The only one that's really getting stuck in is George, but I think it's a really sweet picture. I love the fact that it's the Queen with the next 3 generations of kings. It's a beautiful picture and I really, really liked it. So Harry's done a little bit of a weird video. The sentiment is sweet. It's to do with a message of support for children that have lost parents in the armed forces, which I thought was nice. It was Harry in a Santa suit speaking and sending the message. But 3 things about this really. One, it was a really, really cheap Santa suit, and it was on a backdrop of, surely he could have found a Christmas tree or something to stand in front of. It was, I don't know, it seemed very last minute throw together. The other bit as well, Harry just, there wasn't a lot of light in his eyes. There wasn't a lot of sparkle. It just, I don't know, he almost seemed like he was medicated. I'm not saying he was medicated, but it was almost like he'd had a skinful or maybe a smoke or something. There was just something about him that just wasn't quite right. He looks less Santa Claus, more Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places. He does look a little bit creepy to me. He just, I don't know, there's just something, it's like a spark's missing from him. I think the Christmas message with Harry in a smart suit with a Christmas tree behind him would have been, you know, just as nice, if not a little bit nicer. I hope no kids that were in the audience that still believe that, well, that was Santa and all of a sudden he rips down his beard and it's like Harry at the end, like a creepy kind of elf. But I hope the kids all have a wonderful Christmas anyway. The message isn't lost on that, and it was nice for Harry to do it. I just wish it had been done a bit nicer. Maybe, like I said, in front of a Christmas tree, because he is obviously around Christmas trees, because then we've had the Sussexes Christmas picture. It's not a Christmas card. Apparently it's a GIF. So tell me what you think of this, because I'm a little bit on the fence with it. From the pictures that I've seen in the newspaper, it looks a little bit off. Archie is quite clearly at the front. He's the focal point. And for anyone that's any interest in photography, you know that your camera, with Archie being like the focus point, Harry is here, Meghan is here at a different level. So they're focusing on Archie. So if Harry's blurry, Meghan's going to be blurry. And then when you look at the close-up of Meghan, her body is as blurry as Harry's and her hair's as blurry, but it's like this perfect circle has been cut and she's really prominent. A few people said that it's a GIF, so I don't know if it's meant to be moving and that's what they've done, but it just seems weird that Meghan's like really, you know, very clear, and then Harry's blurry, and she's got like this megawatt radioactive white smile. But at least they sent a Christmas card. It just looks a little bit last minute, like it was done on an iPhone, but at least they decided to share that with their fans. So Meghan's mouthpiece, Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is an ex-boyfriend of her best friend Marcus Anderson, who is now basically being presented as a royal reporter, but everyone knows he just gets these tidbits off of Meghan and her team. So Obi has spoken to a newspaper regarding another reason why Meghan and Harry didn't want to go to the festivities at Sandringham was because they take Archie away from her. Meghan didn't want her child torn away from her. And I was like, well, that's a bit of a weird spin on it. Especially when you think that they had no issues flying to Michelunu's wedding in Italy for a few days and leaving Archie all on his own. They went to the Lion King premiere, so they would have left him alone for a good fair few hours then. Then Meghan famously flew to the US Opens to watch a tennis match. She had no issue with leaving him alone for a few hours. So why now, all of a sudden, when he'd be playing with his cousins in another room, has it become such a terrible issue to be separated from their child? It's famously known that the royal family will sit down to Christmas dinner. The adults have dinner in one room, the children have dinner in another room. I kind of like that idea. One, it means the adults can all talk and relax and, you know, they can concentrate, not cutting up their kids' food and whatnot. But then the kids don't want to be stuck in a room full of adults, you know. I mean, they just want to, you know, have their food, play, talk, chat. So I think it's a nice little thing that they do, that the kids have their own little bit of a separate Christmas. But the way Obi's kind of selling it, the way kind of, I don't know if Meghan's actually put it this way or if it's Obi's twist on it, but it's like they're awful. They lock the children up until after Christmas. And it's like, oh, come on. But then I'm beginning to think Meghan is getting ready, and Harry potentially too, to pave the way for her exit. And this is going to look obviously a lot better on Oprah's sofa, isn't it? Going, yeah, no, they would have taken the children away. It's like a little swipe at the Cambridge as well, because obviously obviously the Cambridges quite clearly go to the Christmas lunch, which means George and Charlotte and Louis will be in a separate room, but it's much ado about nothing. So in news released last night, there was a still taken of the Queen's speech. Obviously it's filmed before and then released on Christmas Day. There has been a lot of drama surrounding this because the Queen always has photographs on her desk wherever she's speaking from. And people are kicking off because Harry and Meghan aren't there. But Andrew isn't there, okay, obviously, but nor is Anne, Sophie, Lady Louise. So the photos that are there, you've got a black and white picture of King George, which was the Queen's father. Then you have Charles with Camilla. Then you have Prince Philip being the Queen's husband. And then you have William, Catherine and the 3 children. This is heirs to the throne and their family. So I don't know if this is just Meghan's supporters or is it Meghan herself? Is this part of the exit strategy where they want to make out that the Queen and everyone is just awful? Because it's not going to wash, because we know how many exceptions that they made for them. It's also been announced that the Cambridges are going to make several big announcements breaking from protocol over the Christmas festive break. I do believe it is going to be work related, but some of us can't help but go, oh, baby number 4. They make such a wonderful family. So we'll see what the new year brings. I'm not sure the Sussexes, given the fact that they've now extended this break, will be back anytime soon, but I'm sure we will hear about it. I'm sure there will be newspaper and social media and drips and drabs coming through. I look forward to seeing the Cambridge children on their first walk to the church this Christmas, and I really hope that Philip makes a very swift recovery. I will be back soon. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all the people that have started watching my channel this year. I've only been doing it for a few months. It was really scary and I've had so many people, so many nice comments that it's massively given me confidence. For everyone that's done a donation to the channel, from whether it was when we were raising money to go to the animals in the bushfires in Australia, right through to the people that do the buy me a coffee on my PayPal link. Yeah, you're a wonderful bunch and I really hope the channel keeps growing. Please feel free to email me, send me messages. I love reading the comments when I can get round to them. And yeah, I just hope you all have a fantastic Christmas and I will be back with you very, very soon. Bye. If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. Also, if anyone would like to make a donation to my channel, I do now have my PayPal link back up, which is in my community page under Buy Me a Coffee. You just click the link and it takes you through PayPal. Any small donation is always greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. Take care. Love, Taz.